What's up, you guys? Thank you so much for tuning into the Gonzo Show. Today's episode is about gratitude. What is gratitude? Why is it so important? And how can it affect your happiness? If that seems something you'd be interested in, let's hop into it. Alright. So, gratitude. Hold on, I need my glasses. I can't see anything. Where did I put them? I don't even remember taking them off. Yeah, they are. Okay. Well, first off, let me ask you guys, how is your summer? It's almost over. It is now the month of August, which I totally forgot about until just now. Jeez, August. 2019 is more than halfway done. Wow. That's actually something I'm very interested in about your year. One, how was your summer? And two, what did you accomplish? What made you feel purposeful this year? What goals did you reach? What goals did you set for next year? And did you let anything stand in your way? That's actually something I really would like to know from you guys. To see where we're all at. And if you'd like, I'd make a whole podcast on that. I feel like that would be fun. Well, not fun, but pretty depressing, actually. Maybe just something interesting, I guess. Okay, anyways. Gratitude. What is gratitude? You might be asking. Well, if you don't know what gratitude is, you probably don't have it. That might not be true. You might be the most gracious, grateful person, whatever the word is, on the face of the earth, but you just don't know what it is. I don't know. Okay. So, gratitude is essentially just appreciating everything that you have and not feeling entitled that you should have something. Or, I don't know. It's all about the attitude, to be honest. Like, if you feel entitled for something, let's say a spoiled rich kid, oh, I feel entitled for my parents to buy me a G-Wagon. That's crazy, right? Like you look at somebody like that, you're like, what a spoiled brat. They think that they're entitled to a G-Wagon? Like, that's a crazy expensive car. What makes you think that you just deserve it because you're a princess or a prince, whatever you are? Like, no. Instead, why don't you say, I'm grateful that I have parents who are talented enough or smart enough to get to where they are, that they might have the money to buy me a car, period. Or, not even that. Just be happy you have parents. Even if you don't have parents, be happy that you're alive. That's what gratitude is. That's real gratitude. Being thankful that you have the gift of life, regardless of the situation. You are on a rock, flying through space, and you have the gift of life. Just think about that for a second. Just how many planets there are out there, how many solar systems there are, how many galaxies there are, how many clusters of galaxies there are. But here you are on a planet that's positioned perfectly in a solar system, not too far away from the sun, not too close to the sun, ideal for life, and you're a part of that. God gave you that gift. And if you don't believe in God, if you think that it was evolution or the universe or whatever it is, or you don't know what you believe, whatever it is, but you still have that gift regardless of where you think it came from. All right, if that makes you uncomfortable, let's take it at a different angle. If I go to sleep tonight, right, I might not wake up tomorrow. Who knows what could happen? There's a baseball player, Tyler Skaggs, from the Angels of Anaheim, whatever you want to call them. He just died in his sleep. He didn't really have health problems as far as anybody really knew. He just didn't wake up. And that can just happen. You can have a heart attack out of nowhere. You can get cancer out of nowhere. Even if you do, just be happy that you have the opportunity to be here right now. But let's take a look at what people's attitude and view of gratitude is right now. If you look at the difference between people's attitude between first world and third world countries, it is drastically different. Drastically different. If you go to a third world country and let's say you take a 16-year-old kid, I don't know, boy, girl, doesn't matter, and they live in a little mud and straw hut with their parents and their 8 siblings, and it's one room, but they're happy. They didn't get to go to school. They don't got a nice formal education. No. They're happy. Because they're with their family. They're eating. Nobody's dead yet. They survived another day. But here, you can have a family. You can have a 3-bedroom house, 4-bedroom house, whatever it is. You can live in the freest nation in the world. You can get a scholarship to Columbia University, whatever it is, right? But today, people think that's still not enough, that they deserve more. Why? Because they think that they're the greatest things on the face of the earth. I mean, that partially comes from parenting. I blame it on them because this generation, like meaning my generation, is extremely coddled. They're given participation trophies. They're not taught the struggle of life. They're not taught that winning actually means something, that even if you lose, you don't win, you are a loser. And if you want to be a winner, you have to work harder to get that. But if you give the losers a trophy as well, then you just diminished the meaning of a winner. So now they don't have the will or the motivation to be a winner because they think, I'm going to get a trophy anyways. I'm going to get that raise anyways. I'm going to get that scholarship anyways. No, that's not how the world works. So they feel entitled because they think they're the greatest things on the face of the earth. And that leads to complaining, to depression, to stress. All that stuff, that's not good. Blaming others? No. Be happy with what you have. Don't complain when something doesn't go your way. And I know it's not easy. I complain about things as well. Obviously, nobody's ever just going to stop complaining about everything. We're not monks here. I understand. I go through that as also. But it's just something to look at. I'm not here to tell you that you're doing everything wrong with your life, that you complain too much, fix yourself, be more grateful. No, I'm not telling you to do that. I would love to tell you to do that, but that's not in my control. You live your life. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do and make whatever choices you want to make. But my job, or what I would like to do, is just bring this to light and give a little perspective. So as we live in this society, I can order Uber Eats right now, and a car will bring me food to my door. Not only that, but I don't even have to take out my wallet to pay them because it's all online. But if my Uber Eats guy is running late, I get mad and I start complaining. Meanwhile, the kid in Nepal who has to hunt squirrels or whatever they have in order to eat something isn't like, oh, I wish I found a deer instead of a squirrel. No, I found something to eat. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, nature. Whatever they believe. I don't know what the people in Nepal believe. But they're happy with that. And that's just something that our society has to take into account and consider where our mind is at, where our priorities are at. Stop thinking, I deserve the world, because you don't. You really don't. I don't deserve anything. You don't deserve anything. My neighbor doesn't deserve anything. I don't care who it is. You have to earn things. You're not entitled. I'm not entitled. And that's something everybody needs to work on collectively as a society, so we can realize that life isn't that easy and we don't just get everything handed to us. Okay, enough about that. So, what are some benefits of gratitude? I like this one, which is you get a better view on life. Because if you look at the world in the eyes of a pessimistic person, or a complainer, whatever you want to call it, right? Essentially, you're just unhappy. You're an unhappy, miserable person. You won't be fun to be around. You won't have relationships. It's harder for you to make relationships. And that helps. That will make you suffer financially, like business-wise, just friends-wise, or however you want to look at it. And then if you take a look at that 16-year-old Nepali kid, everything's different. If you take that Nepali kid and drop him in the middle of New York City, he's going to be like, whoa, what is all this? I mean, he's probably not that dumb. He probably knows what New York City is and what it looks like to an extent. But that kid isn't used to seeing supermarkets on every other block, clothing stores on every other block, varying in prices. Like, whether you're poor or super rich, there's something for everybody. I can buy a $500 Supreme shirt, or I can buy a $9.99 H&M shirt, or whatever. So we'd have it easy here, and that's just something we should be grateful for. And if you're grateful, you will have better relationships. How? So, for example, something I know I need to work on is my relationship with my mother. I'm going to use this as an example. So, my mom, it's a great mom, a wonderful mom. She nags a lot, but I know her intentions are good. But she's done a lot for me over the years, whether it be medical for me, encouraging me financially, spiritually, driving me places, even though she doesn't need to. Just doing a lot of things for me that isn't necessary. That if I said, hey, Mom, I need a ride to work, or I need a ride home in high school, she could have just said, no, grow a pair and walk it off. Because that's something I would say. But no, she was like, yes, honey. That just showed how loving it was. Now I, as a screwed up young, spoiled American. I never truly appreciated it because my mom went out of her way to do things for me throughout her busy schedule. But I never really appreciated it, and I never really showed her I appreciated it. And that's something that always messed with me. Because I don't think it really hit me until, I think it was my senior year of high school, when she was like, you don't realize how much things I do for you and how well I treat you. And it, gave me a whole speech. And then it kind of like hit me that like she really does do a whole lot of things for me that she didn't have to do. And I have to appreciate them more. So if I don't appreciate it, right? Number one, I'm showing my mother I don't care. Number two, if I act like my normal self and get annoyed with everything instead of appreciating things, then that just shows her that even more so that I don't care. Makes her feel unappreciated, and our relationship suffers. It makes it seem like I only want my mom in the picture for her to do things for me. That's kind of what it feels like, because I'm not looking at it from her perspective. But if I take it from a more grateful perspective, I thank her for everything she does. I help her around the house more because she had helped me with things. I gave her gifts. I did this. I did that. Right? Then she's going to be like, wow, I know I went out of my way to help my kid, but it was worth it because I see how happy he is and I see how much he appreciates it. And then the relationship gets stronger. And that goes for everything. That goes for, yes, your parents, your friends, other family members, your significant other, God, anybody, workmates, classmates, whatever it is. It's just something you have to consider. And this helps you be happier because if you realize how good you have it and you say, I'm grateful for having my family. I'm grateful for having my grandparents. I'm grateful for having my parents. I'm grateful for my siblings. I'm grateful for the roof that I live under. I'm grateful for the food that is on my plate. I'm grateful for the car outside. I'm grateful for the gas that's in that car. I'm grateful for the food that's in the refrigerator. I am grateful for the job that I have. I am grateful for my friends. I'm grateful, whatever it is. If you take that mentality, you'll be so much happier because you realize the good in things. Whatever you dwell on, whether it's positive or negative, that's what direction you're going to go in. So if you're dwelling on, I have a great life, I'm so happy my mom loves me, I'm so happy my friends are loyal to me, I'm so happy my job pays me, right? It doesn't have to be the best job. Your mom doesn't have to be the greatest person on the face of the earth. Your friends don't have to be your greatest role models, but you have them. And you have good friends that are there to support you. As long as you're getting paid at your job, that at least you have a job. Even though may not be your dream job, you're not making a big impact on the world like you thought you would have, at least you have a job. There's some people who are struggling to find a job. And this all leads you to being happier. And it's not a matter of glass half full, glass half empty, because optimism isn't always good. Because optimism can be misleading. If you're too optimistic all the time and you raise your hopes up, for example, really high, and then you wind up getting crushed over and over and over again, no. That's going to toss you into a black hole of sadness and stress. I'm not saying you shouldn't be optimistic, but I'm saying keep a realistic view. And I'm not saying gratitude is being optimistic. Gratitude just means appreciating what you have. I'll talk about positive views and optimism later on in another episode, but it's gratitude right now. So how can you be more grateful? How can you train yourself to be more grateful? There's actually something that really stood out to me that Steve Harvey actually said. He said, every morning I wake up and I say a prayer. He said, in that prayer, I have a list of things that I say that I'm grateful for. God, thank you for my life. Thank you for getting me up this morning. Thank you for my beautiful wife laying in bed next to me. Thank you for the house I live under. Thank you for the food that's on my table. Thank you for my parents. Thank you for my brothers and sisters. Thank you for my jobs. Thank you. Whatever it is, you just keep on going. So that's what he said. Now, I know not everybody's religious or not everybody believes in God, whatever it is. I believe prayer works in that sense. Whenever I say a prayer of gratitude like that, it makes me feel so much better and so much happier. But I mean, if that's something you're not willing to do, then you can always just make a list anyways. Just recite it in your head. When you're feeling down, just say, oh yeah, my best friend is always there to cheer me up. I'm getting my paycheck next week, and I'm going to be able to pay my rent, and I don't have to worry about being on the street. Things like that. Another way is every day make sure you express appreciation towards others. Whether that be you actually seeing somebody or you could do it this way. Every day pick a person, send them a text, or give them a call, whatever's easier for you, whatever makes you feel more comfortable, and just say, hey, I just want to tell you how much you mean to me and how much I appreciate all that you've done, and I love having you in my life. If you show that person how much you care, how much they mean to you, not only will it make their day, you just made somebody happy for the entire day, because I don't think anything can mess that person's day up unless somebody died. That's the only thing that can mess somebody's day up if that happens. So not only did you make that person's day better, happier, but it helps you realize what you have. If you express your emotions, you express your feelings of appreciation to this person, again, could be a coworker, could be your friend, could be your parent, could be a sibling, whatever it is, whoever it is. But letting the people you love know that you love them and that you care about them and that you appreciate them makes all the difference. You feel so much better. So much better. Another one is to reflect and meditate on how your life is a gift, as I've been mentioning. How, as I said before, we're living on a spinning rock flying through space. If you realize how crazy that is, and what are the chances that out of all the millions of galaxies, that in this particular galaxy, in this particular solar system, on this particular perfectly placed planet, somehow the DNA pools of your parents matched up and formed you. The odds of that are crazy, of that happening, if you take all that into account. Now, I just want you guys to realize that if you take every day and treat it like it's your last and like it is the most amazing gift that you are alive today, just take a minute to meditate on that in the morning when you wake up. Take a moment to appreciate the people in your life. It will change how you see the world. It will change your view. We all have things to complain about. We all have things that go wrong for us. But no matter who you are, what your life story is, you have something to be grateful for. You have something to look forward to. Keep living every day like it's your last. Stop the complaining. Or at least try to stop the complaining. I'm going to try too. 6 months, we'll talk about it. See who's made more progress. If you can do that And every day, take 5 minutes out of your time to meditate on what you're grateful for and express your appreciation to the people you love. That is just another step towards your success. Keep it up. You will succeed. You will win. Never give up. Gonzo out.